Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching A Healthy Alternative. Today, we're going to be exploring the differences between long term fasting and stacking your fast.
We're missing a piece of the puzzle. You start getting healthy and you just become a better person. We need to start focusing more on the individual.
Before we get started today, I just want to remind you all that the AHA fasting app is in development currently. So if you have not heard about that, make sure to check out our page that we developed to learn more about it. And also, we are looking for contributors and we are giving out rewards. So check that out. Link is going to be in the description box below. So today I wanted to tackle this topic of talking about the benefits or the pros and cons of stacking your fast versus doing the long-term fasting. And this has been something that I've been getting a lot of questions about lately. It's something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but there's so many videos that I just be forgetting. So we're going to get into it today. We're going to start with stacking your fast because I think stacking your fast is probably one of those things that people tend to want to do more frequently, and but they feel like the long-term fasting is better, so they challenge themselves to do the long-term fasting when they could really be benefiting from stacking their fast. Now, it's really going to depend on what it is that you're looking to get out of this thing. So when you go to stack your fast, well, first of all, let me explain what stacking your fast is for those who don't know. It's essentially the idea that you could take a period of time, let's say 30 days, and within 30 days, you want to do, let's say, 15 days of fasting. Well, instead of doing 15 days from start to finish, let's say you would break it into 5 intervals of 3 days of fasting. Okay. So you would do 3 days of fasting, you would put some type of refeed in between, you do 3 days, refeed, 3 days, refeed, so on and so forth, right? Until you get to your goal of 15 days. The benefit of doing this type of fast is number one, you really build your fasting muscle. You're going to start developing the consistency that you need, especially when you're going to start coming off of the fasting cycles and just dealing with like normal life again. One of the major benefits of using stacking is you're building consistency. Okay. So, one of the major issues people have with the overall fasting process is they'll fast for a long time, they'll come off, and then they can't get back into it. Being able to build consistency while doing shorter fasts is a great benefit. It's really going to start the process of detoxing your body. You're not going to see like as big detox symptoms as you would on the long-term fast. You may not see as big as benefits on, as you would on the long-term fasting, but you're going to see benefits over a long duration of time. So the consistency that comes along with stacking is a major benefit within itself. If you're looking to fast for physical ailments, all right, things that are, if you're looking to heal disease or you're looking to lose weight, stacking is super beneficial. I know oftentimes we think that we gotta do these long-term fasts in order to see like the healing benefits, but that's not true. A lot of the physical benefits are going to happen on your shorter fasts. So if you're purely looking for weight loss or reversing diabetes or improving your allergies or whatever the case may be, short-term fasting or stacking is really good idea for that. Another pro to doing stacking is it doesn't require as much mental fortitude. Now, that might sound bad. Oh, you're cheating your way, you're making it easy on yourself. Well, just like anything, you wouldn't be expected to, from first grade, be able to do calculus, right? There are these steps in between. It's called 1 through 12, where you learn math, and there's all these different steps you learn the fundamentals of math, and then you get to the place where you can start messing around with symbols and stuff and calculus and all that stuff, right? It's the same thing with fasting. Stacking your fasts up front, whether it's a 2-day fast, a 1-day alternating day fast, or whatever the case may be, is creating some of those building blocks, that mental fortitude, really starting to understand and enjoy some of the benefits of fasting before you start getting into some of the long-term fasting. So stacking can be very beneficial for that reason as well. Another reason stacking can be beneficial is if you're looking to incorporate fasting as a lifestyle. So if you're coming off of some long-term fasting, or you maybe just haven't got into long-term fasting yet, but you're looking to still be able to go out with your friends, enjoy a vacation, enjoy a birthday party, or whatever the case may be, you can stack your fast around these events. You're just doing these short intervals of fast all month long, and you can still enjoy those events throughout your life. The last benefit of stacking your fast I'm going to talk about is the detrimental side of fasting, which fasting itself is never going to hurt you, but like when you refeed, right? Refeeding can be very detrimental when it's not done properly. By stacking your fast, especially with the shorter stacks, you're not fasting for long durations of time, so your body really doesn't need long periods of time to refeed, to kind of reacclimate to whatever your traditional diet is. It gives you a little bit more leeway for shifting away from that diet, because when you come off of the longer fasts, you are going to need to be much more careful about what you refeed with, the period of time that you refeed, and so on and so forth. So there are many benefits to stacking your fast. It is something that I would certainly recommend. It really just depends on what it is you're looking to get out of it. Now, we're going to talk about the benefits of long-term fasting. Now, the benefits of long-term fasting are that, well, if you're looking for more of the spiritual, energetic, or mental healing, that's where your long-term fasting is going to come into play. If you're looking to make fasting something that you do over a long period of time, like we're talking about a lifestyle change, it clicks a little bit better when you do the long-term fasting. The reason being because the long-term fasting affects the mental side. So it's really helpful to for when you want to change your diet, right? Changing your diet makes it easier to do these longer fasts, but you start to understand these concepts when you're doing the long-term fasting. When you're fasting long enough, it's you get this information. It's stuff that we probably already know, or we've probably already heard, but for some reason, when you do the longer durations of fast, it just really seeps in, and it becomes something that you really want to do. Long-term fasting helps to promote this overall feeling of wellness and this desire to want to be well. So that includes, maybe getting physically fit, or just changing your diet, or changing the people around you. There's that popular saying, if you can't change the people around you, change the people around you. So it's so much easier to do that when you have the mental fortitude that is afforded to you through the long-term fasting. If you're dealing with deep-seated trauma, childhood trauma, if you're dealing with food addiction, things of this nature, long-term fasting is more efficient at dealing with these issues. Oftentimes we're afraid of stirring up some of these deep-seated issues. The beautiful thing about long-term fasting is the body wants to harmonize, right? It wants to balance itself. So all of these things you've been holding on to that you need to let go of, the body will naturally start the process of expelling them from your system without your knowledge. So you're going to experience an array of emotions and feelings, and you may not know where they come from, or you may identify where they come from. The beautiful thing is it doesn't matter. You're letting this stuff go. Also, if you deal with food addiction, if you're dealing with cravings, the long-term fasting helps you to eliminate cravings. The important part to remember is if you're looking to shift your dietary habits and you start feeling those cravings on a fast, it's important not to give in to the cravings. Remember that the chemical constituents that are causing you to feel these cravings are now being released from your body, which is why you're experiencing these cravings, and you don't want to give into it because it's very counterproductive. Now, on the more physical side, if you're in a situation where you have a terminal illness, or you have, just an extreme circumstance where the doctor's like, look, you could die any day now, you've got to get the weight down, you're dealing with diabetes or whatever case may be, you could utilize the long-term fasting to very quickly turn that situation around. Okay. Now, it's not something that I talk about very frequently because I just don't want to. I don't want people to think that I'm just putting out nonsense. But the reality is, I have seen and I have read about many stories where people were on their deathbed and they were able to turn it around by utilizing water fasting. So if you're in a situation where you want some extreme change, long-term fasting is a major benefit. Because of the fact we've been destroying our bodies for the past 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, some of the issues that we really need to flush out, there it's going to take time, right? It's going to take a long period of time. And some of the things that I've seen come out of people, it didn't really start happening until they got to the 30, 40-day fasts, okay? So when we're looking at overall wellness and health, some of the really rich healing that people experience come from the long-term fasting. And maybe you get it from the short-term fasting. Maybe it's really hard to say. But what I do is I like to kind of give this example of when you compare short-term fasting and long-term fasting. Let's imagine that you want to travel from village A to village B, and village B is 20 miles away from village A, right? So every day you walk 10 miles, right? So you walk 50% of the distance, but you're tired. So your friend comes and picks you up, drives you back to village A, and then the next day you start all over again. Every day you make it 10 miles, and every day your friend comes and picks you back up. That's kind of the difference between your short-term fasting and long-term fasting. When you're looking for a certain type of healing, certain type of enlightenment, it really doesn't come unless you're doing those longer fasts. And I think that's the reason why, if you look at the 40-day fast, it's the gold standard as we look at history, whether it's a religious text or otherwise. So it's important to keep that in mind. If there's something that you have not yet gotten from your fast, it may be because you're not doing your fast long enough. The other side of the coin is the type of fasting you're doing. You want to be doing water or better when you're doing the long-term fast if you're not getting the results that you've been looking for. Oftentimes we could do 30 days of juice, but that's not nearly the same effect as 30 days of water. Or even if you've worked yourself up to this place, and this is not something that I'm promoting, I'm just putting it out there. There are people that do it, these long-term dry fasts, okay? So that may be part of the reason why you haven't seen that breakthrough. I would highly encourage you to do some long-term pure water fasting. If you need something to kind of help you in between to get there, using the coconut water is a great option just to help you get to the longer fasting. It's really about building up your muscle, your fasting muscle, which I mentioned earlier. You could use the short fast to build up your muscle. And then in between, maybe you do like a coconut water fast, and then you do your water fast, right? And you can even mix some dry fasting in with your water fasting to help you accomplish those longer term goals. So anyway, I just wanted to bring this conversation to the forefront. Hopefully some of the information has resonated with you. If you all are enjoying my content, please don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, check out our AHA Wellness app. The link is in the description or in the comment section of this video. And as always, the application of knowledge is power. And I will see you all next time.